Hey guys, sorry if the video was really dark. I was doing it at night. So, as the video progresses, I was doing it at like 6 o'clock, I think, or a little bit earlier, but since it's winter right now, it's getting really dark really fast. Um, so as the video progresses, it gets really dark. You probably won't be able to see me as much anymore. I probably should just use my iPhone, like I'm using right now. Um, but I was trying to use this new camera that I got to make these videos. So, hopefully it's not too bad, it's not too dark, but there's a lot of good stuff that I like to think there's a lot of good stuff in there that I say, so just stick around and hopefully you learn something new. Anyway, thank you guys. I hope you enjoy the video.
So with all the rampant outcries of Jason Garrett needs to get fired, done with Marinelli, done with Linehan, stop the bullshit. They're not going anywhere, and that's not a bad thing.
Broken ways. All I know is the only way is to get loaded page. But funny how the changes turn page with a dough exchange. Got me trying to float away back to red Corolla days.
So I'm guessing a lot of you are starting to say what I said, but in a different manner. I said Dak was a bum, but he's physically a bum. Like when it comes to his measurables, he's just a guy. But his intangibles, his leadership skills, and his mental aspect of the game, that's not just a guy stuff. That's real stuff. That's franchise caliber stuff. But Dak hasn't looked like a franchise guy for most of the season or some of the season. He's looked pretty bad, and I'm pretty sure a lot of fans, me including, are pretty upset about it. But I want to explain to you guys why he's been acting this way, and a little bit speculation. A lot of it, I'm sure, if you go and look back at the film, you can say, "Oh yeah, that's true. That's right." I put a lot of the blame on the coaching staff, to be honest, and there it goes. Oh, the coaching staff to blame. No, not entirely. You see, Jerry Jones is a man that plays favoritism. We saw it mightily with Tony Romo. He heavily favors Tony. We all saw this when he was there. We see it even now. Still, sometimes he brings up Tony and, oh my gosh, I wish I could have won the Super Bowl. And he's pretty right. He should have won the Super Bowl with Tony. I think he's a Super Bowl quarterback. But they never really put a team around him for that. They didn't have a very good defense, and we all know defense wins championships. Offense can get you to the playoffs, and that's where we are today. And right now, I believe we're heading in the right direction in developing a playoff team or Super Bowl team by developing a defense, a very good defense. You need an A- defense at least to get to the Super Bowl, just to get there. To win it, well, we've seen with Denver, that's an A++ defense. That's an all-time great defense. That's a you're gonna win the Super Bowl no matter what defense. And Dallas needs one of those kinds of defenses right now. But the offense was really struggling this season, and that's what I need to talk about right now, is the offense. With and without Ezekiel Elliott, I think I've covered that already in my last video. If you haven't seen it, I'll put the link in the description so you can go back and watch that. It's pretty detailed. I'm still kind of learning this whole stuff, so it's not a great video, but it's pretty informative, I hope. Anyway, so Jerry wants Jason and his coaching staff, Linehan, for them to be for Dak to be force-feeding Dez the ball because he's crying. He wants the ball. A couple years ago, he was a good enough player to pull this off. Now he's not. He doesn't have the athleticism, and he doesn't have the technique to do this. You look at a guy like Larry Fitzgerald, who may not have the athleticism as he had before, besides the jumping skill, but he's still got the jump ball, route techniques, all that stuff. He's got that down. Dez doesn't have that stuff down, so he really can't pull it off. But a lot of these game-breaking plays that he's been making, trying to get Dez the ball, is mainly because they're trying to coach this instinct to get him the ball when he's in trouble. Something that Tony did a lot too. But Dez is not as good as he once was when he worked with Tony. So him force feeding him the ball, he's not putting in the effort, and he doesn't have the skill anymore to make those plays that he once was. That's very unfortunate. I don't blame the guy for not having the athleticism. You can't. That's not fair. But what we can blame him for is him pouting and being a baby and crying for the ball like he is all the time on the sidelines. You see it. He's screaming. He's like, "Give me the rock," But that's not what the offense needs to do to be successful anymore. They have Zeke. They have Dak. He's smart. He makes good decisions. We don't need to be force-fitting Dez the ball when we're in trouble. We can let Dak, make plays, give the ball to Zeke even. We have weapons other than just, Dez and Tony. And Tony's not around anymore. So, split that connection right in half. And on the other half, you have Dez, but he's half the man he used to be, unfortunately. And I'm probably pretty sure you are screaming, cut him and stuff, but that's not what this team does. It's not what the brass likes to do with their contracts. They're not going to cut this guy. They owe him a lot of money. They're going to let him play out the other 2 years because, thankfully you guys, he's only got 2 years left on his 5-year deal. So they're going to play him the next 2 years, which is 2018, 2019. After that, we'll see what happens. If he comes out on a smaller deal, that would be nice, but nothing #1 money. He does not need, #1 money anymore. I wish they could restructure his contract right now, but I'm pretty sure Jerry is keeping them from that because he loves Dez. He loves Dez Bryant. And, you can't let that get in the way of the team, and it looks like it really is getting in the way of the team. Not only was that getting in the way, his relationship with Dez, but his relationship with Goodell, and how he felt about the Ezekiel Elliott suspension. Like, yeah, we get it, most likely he was innocent. We can't really say for sure. That's not for me to decide. However, getting in the way and preventing the suspension until 8 weeks into the season when we're doing good, and we were doing good, but because we had Zeke. Imagine if, we went, what was our record 6 weeks in? I think we didn't have a very good record. What were we? Like 3-3, I think, right? Something like that. God almighty. I think we could have gone 3-3 with Alfred Morris and Rod Smith. I mean, look what we were capable of doing once we got them into the mix. And I also blame the coaching staff for that too. We saw some good halves of football the first half, but the second half we kind of melted down. Blame the coaching staff. They did not make the necessary adjustments. Teams figured it out, and they lost the game because of that. But I'm pretty sure if they had the offseason to work on this and knew that Zeke was going to be facing the suspension, I'm pretty sure they could have made the necessary adjustments to get this team in the right direction without Zeke. And Jerry prevented them from that. So you can blame that on Jerry. So the whole thing is that it's a lost season. Unfortunately, we'll never get it back. But there's some bright spots to look at. When we had Zeke and we had Dak, we were clicking. We weren't doing as good as we were the year before. But that was just a perfect storm. You won't always get that chance again. So from here on out, it's all about being the best you can be, and coaching staff doing things the right way, and setting up game plans that teams can't, easily dissect and break down. Because I feel like that's might have been going on as well. I can't really say for sure, but it's the NFL. It's their job to do these kinds of things. So you take it from there. Dak has all the tools of being a franchise guy. Please don't, try to throw him aside, throw him in the trash. I know what I said, but I also said I only touched on his leadership skills. He has tons of intangibles. We've seen it before. He's shown it at Mississippi. This guy can be a #1. He can be the franchise guy. He can't make the type of plays that Carson Wentz makes, and that that kind of sucks too. But he's his own man. You gotta let him be his own player, and he can do some great things with what he has too. So, we'll see 5-10 years down the line. I'm pretty sure he will be just as well praised or more as Carson Wentz. Anyway, guys, that's my time. Thank you for yours. I appreciate you watching the video. You go out there, have a good day. God bless you. Thank you.